So I decided to evolve this video into two topics. I was originally going to make this video about creating depth or replay value for single player games because I saw Crytek's CEO comment about single player games should be gone and make it more like an MMO experience. But this gave me, a lot of connection to hardcore gaming, and this is my definition of it. So when it comes to hardcore gaming, there's so much meaning to it. Some people think it's, playing for competition like MLG or WCG, those type of stuff. Some people think it's, people who play mature rated titles like Gears of War or Call of Duty, and some people believe it's about people who play only difficult games, and the list just goes on and on, man. To me, hardcore gaming is really a game, the way of someone who plays a video game that has a lot of depth and powerful content that will push that player to play it extensively. A hardcore gamer, on the other hand, is someone that enjoys playing games extensively for those type of reasons right there. I consider video game collectors to be hardcore gamers. They may not, have the skill to break speedrun world records or win gaming tournaments, but they spend a lot of money on games because they love playing video games to death, and that right there is definitely a sign of a hardcore gamer in my eyes. I'll try to support my definition of hardcore gaming. Well, look at Doom. I love Doom 2 so much because it really, has a lot of that satisfying gunplay you never really seem to experience in other shooters. It's action-packed, fast-paced, and it's just straight up unapologetic violence. Then again, Doom 2 is really a simple game. It's not on the same level like System Shock or Diablo, but what makes it have so much depth is the design itself. The weapons feel great, the monster design is memorable, and how the game flows, constantly just killing hordes of monsters and then another and another. It really makes it have a lot of depth, and it really, makes me want to play it again. The game does have a lot of exploration and experimentation built upon all those stuff. Like, there are secrets to be found, and there are multiple ways to play the game in whatever style you prefer. You'll see one person wanting to play at his or her own pace, and then you'll see someone trying to find the game's exploits and finish it as fast as possible. Then you look at Crysis, where the gunplay is not satisfying, the mechanics within the game itself just doesn't seem to fit, and it's really another shooter with a cool concept of the nanosuit and photorealistic graphics to appeal its audience. I remembered when, Crysis first came out, people just bragged about its graphics, and I didn't even know anything about its gameplay until I saw videos of it. But then again, this is all, my opinion, so if you like the game, that's cool. I also believe that's why Crytek decided to make Crysis 2 to have a, Call of Duty-like multiplayer component to really increase its depth, and I also believe why it's another reason they made the third Crysis game, its campaign component, so much more shorter than the first two. Call of Duty really does have a lot of depth. It appeals both to casual and hardcore players. Casual players, they'll pick it up and just play it around, but hardcore players like myself, I want to learn everything about the game. The weapons, the perks, the map, the spawns, game modes, you name it. Call of Duty has so much stuff that makes you want to, keep on playing so you can learn to become a better player. Back in Modern Warfare 2, I've always thought, Marathon was kind of pointless because I preferred sleight of hand for faster reload than infinite sprint. But then I realized how great Marathon can be on certain maps or certain classes I create. This really makes the game have so much depth. This is a problem right here for most developers. They just can't seem to find a way to create depth in their single player games, and that's why I feel like there are so many developers that need to put multiplayer to increase its lifespan. I thought Metro 2033 was a pretty good game, but I didn't really see any real reason to come back and play it again, to be honest. I think when it comes to improving the depth for single player games, it's generally a challenge. It's not easy to make a fun moment that will make you want to come back and do it like 100 times and never gets old. For example, I love chainsawing the Locust in the Gears of War games. That never gets old for me. I also enjoy killing Pinky demons in Doom. with the shotgun, and that never gets old too. However, there's a lot of ways to increase the depth, like making it harder, having a constant challenge for the player, and a lot of difficult situations in the game is always nice. And then we have the player choice decision. I think Rage really tried to be a very in-depth game with the whole RPG element it was going for, but it still had its problems. Like there was no limitation to how much you can make the ammo types, and that did ruin the depth for me. But I think the number one thing I would do if I was making any game is to make sure it delivers from the beginning to the end. You should always, have fun with the mechanics. Just look at how I described Doom 2. You can tell I enjoy the game, but it doesn't have to be like that. I enjoyed playing old school Sonic games a long time ago too, because it was that speed that really makes it so much fun to play. And when you know the stage, it's even better because you don't have to take it step by step. And the game also had a lot of exploration too. Sonic is just a simple platformer, but look how deep it is with the single player component. That's the key to make any game hardcore friendly.